Whoa! 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 Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. I was just busy having fun applying deodorant. Dude, I just had a great idea. Hear me out. Hear me out. What if we try putting it on together? And scene. That, my friends, is how you end up a three-time divorcee, not counting the one that died on you. I'm not afraid to admit it, I've not really had much luck in love. People are very intimidated by this superior frame. But that doesn't mean I don't like to look in the candy shop every once in a while and wonder what it's like. Most of the time I do this through romantic comedies or things that are meant to make me feel anything. It rarely has an effect on me because my soul is mostly static, just that sound your TV plays when it's, running on empty. But every once in a while, if I hear an appropriate love song, I can't help but jerk a tear. And that's what I've gathered you here for today. On one of these searches to give my heart any sort of feeling, I stumbled into the country music section of YouTube Music. I'm not gonna lie to you and say I'm the biggest country fan. I mean, most of the time I do tend to avoid it. Although every once in a while, something will speak to me.
18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch.
But most of the time, I literally have no idea what I'm looking for. So most of the time, when I've got the hankering to be a good old boy, I sort by most popular. And the most popular, if not the most popular, song of the week was by Tyler Childers. That is a hard name. How do I say that? Childers? What the? This ginger lad. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, his song In Your Love was climbing the charts. I was under the assumption that it was probably just a really good song and people really meshed with it. I listened to it. Not really my cup of tea. And to be honest, I only really cared about the music video. Because when I started watching the music video, I realized why this song was so popular and why it was so controversial. It's because it's gay as hell. The music video follows two white coal miners who happen to fall in love. You can tell they're in love by the way they read the Bible and sit on an American flag together. I used to do the same thing with my dad. A conflict occurs one day when one of their best pals is having a wee and happens to catch those two good old boys kissing. He, seemingly because he was upset at the fact that he wasn't invited to the kissing party, gets into a conflict with a smaller and skinnier lad, which is just bitch moves, by the way. It also helps to mention that I've been in a coal mine before, like literally, I'm not even lying. I went to one in Johannesburg when I was like 12, and from that experience, there's just like literally no reason this guy should be covered in this much soot. The only explanation I have for it is he must be eating the coals barehanded, because my boy is an absolute mess. Side note as well, if I was the Twinkie boy in the scenario, I would suck his finger as he was sticking it in my face, just to psych him out, and then maybe he wouldn't pulverize me. Anyway, Twinkie boy's big boy came in to protect him, and they both triumphantly leave the coal mine together, hand in hand. Bunch of boring stuff happens in between, you know, your standard happy couple setting up a life for themselves, bit more kissing, and then we come to find out one of our protagonists has black lung. Yes, as in coal mining black lung, like the 1800s. Not to nitpick or anything, but you know, these guys must have kept their secret gay love affair quiet for a real long time. At the bare minimum, it takes about 3 to 5 years for black lung to even show symptoms, let alone send you into catatonic shock to kill you. Which raises another question for me. Why were these guys kissing in the forest if they've been together for this long of a period of time? I know some of you guys don't mind kissing your partner after they've had a sweaty run or they've been baking and they got stuff on their face, but homie, I draw the line when it's cold. You know, you're probably 2 years into this forbidden love affair. Do you really need to go down on one another before you have a shower? That's how he got the black lung. Oh, doctor, I don't know why my tummy's so sore. Well, do you think it has anything to do with the fact that you're gargling on an unwashed coal miner's pee? No, that can't be it. I just don't think I'm getting enough sun. After the diagnosis, the couple kind of just returns to normal life, working on their farm, and then boom, disaster strikes. The black lung has collapsed him. He sadly passes away, and it's at this point you're meant to feel goosebumps up and down your back. There's a good chance that if you do bother watching it, it might get a few of you right in the feelings. But you know, to me, mentally comparing this video to, say, another gay love story like Bill's episode from the HBO's Last of Us, it just doesn't do it for me. Because I remember going to the fetal position on the floor and sobbing like a baby at the end of that. Even if you have no interest in watching the show in its entirety, just watch episode 3 by itself. It's great as a standalone. So, as I said to you, it's a controversial video. But what exactly makes it controversial, you may be asking? Well, a lot of people took issue with a lot of the framing and lighting. It's the gay stuff. What else would it be? It's gay, it's gay, it's gay! A vocal minority of gun-tooting, truck-driving, diesel-drinking hillbillies decided that they don't really appreciate the fact that their precious country music is being touched by anything gay. And so that very small vocal minority has been complaining online, mostly via TikTok.
I didn't expect that from Tyler, I guess. You know, he was very different and everything. You know, I wouldn't do something to divide my audience like that.
Which if you are a gun-toting, truck-driving, petrol-drinking, hillbilly, that doesn't make sense to post about it on there because it's a Chinese app, I'm just saying. But as I'm sure you can guess by now, their reasonings for not liking it vary. From, I don't know, for example, I just don't want my kids seeing this type of relations. Now, who in the heck is it fair for you to have this conversation with my kids, Tyler? I don't want to tell them, for example, this makes my penis hard. Which to some degree is a very fair point of view. Your kids shouldn't be subjected to, I don't know, subject matter that you deem inappropriate. And yes, you are right to say that seeing the wrong material might damage their brains in some way. But I don't think I'll be treading new ground when I'm saying this out loud, and I don't want to come across as some kind of woke liberal. The argument for that is very simple. Gay people are super real. A relationship between two men isn't perverse in nature. Just like how a relationship between a man and a woman isn't perverse in nature. I agree you should be allowed to shield your kids from aspects that you as a parent don't deem appropriate, but not when those aspects are the realities of life. Dudes be sucking, and you need to come to terms with that. It's the same reason why I make my 2-year-old watch war crime footage for 5 hours a day. He needs to come to terms with what's actually happening out there. Peppa Pig just violated the Geneva Convention. I should probably say this out loud for insurance purposes, and also in case my sarcasm somehow muddies the waters. I am proudly in favor of gay people. And a very unconventional opinion that I'm going to follow that up with is I also think country music fans are very big fans of gay things. They just have no idea that they do. In your mind right now, picture a deep south redneck in all of his gear. And you tell me whether or not that you agree with me that it's gay as all hell. Camo clothing, very gay. Well, you want to blend into the trees so you can stare at man ass all day. I'm onto you. Giant trucks. What's your first assumption when you look over at one of them? That's right, you're thinking that guy has a little willy. Gay. Cowboy hats, spurs, and chaps. Those are legitimately gay things, right? I'm not even joking. What is more gay than wearing a frilly hat and booties? Their favorite food and drink is beer and hot dogs. Look so little fishy to me. And last but not least, their favorite shared pastime. Hunting, camping, and fishing. All activities which involves you and your boys going deep into the wilderness, alone with one another with no cell phone reception, and staying in tents huddled up together for warmth. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if you ask me, that's a hell of a lot more gay than a nightclub in New York City, for example. Point of the video, yeah, I don't know, man. Kind of sad to see that still in this modern era, people are, still this way. And also, I just wanted to say gay a lot. If you don't want to be a redneck Tyler child hater, still not sure how to pronounce his name, you have to legally subscribe to Dino on YouTube. Like I say, give the music video a watch. You might like it. You might like it a lot more than you know. A lot more. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.